Winning the Conference League would not earn Chelsea a slot in the UEFA Champions League next season. Now the question is, will Chelsea qualify for the UEFA Champions League next season? Well, we know right now that 4 teams has actually secured themselves a slot in the UEFA Champions League next season. And for 3 teams, they actually went through the league table, and for 1, it is through the finals. Well, for those who have actually know what I'm talking about, we have 3 teams off the table. We have the English champion that happens to be Liverpool, Arsenal, who has actually retained second position for 3 times in a row, and Manchester City, who happens to be the former defending champion, because right now Liverpool are the defending champion of England. So right now these 3 teams has actually secured themselves. They are safe to say they are safe to play in the UEFA Champions League next season. So right now, from off the table, we need 2 more teams to join. And when I talk about the finals, we know that Tottenham Hotspur has actually kicked out the fraud team this season, which is Manchester United. We all know how Manchester United got to even play in the Europa League in the first place. They actually won the FA Cup, and that actually gave them an edge to play in the European tournament this season. And right now, their hopes has been shattered, because they are not going to be playing in any European tournament come next season. Tottenham Hotspur has actually snatched that birthright of them in this particular season. And right now, Tottenham Hotspur has joined the remaining 3 teams who are safe off the league table to become the 4th team to play in the UEFA Champions League come next season. Now we are left with a slot of 2. Now, 3 teams off the table will be battling for these 2 slots, and it's really going to be a dicey one. We have Chelsea, we have Aston Villa, and we have Nottingham Forest. Sunday will be the 38th match for this team, for all the teams in England to battle for the last time this season. And Chelsea will be going away. They'll be playing against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are in 7th position with 65 points. That's to tell you that they want to play in the Champions League come next season. And it's really going to be a tough one, because Chelsea are going away. We've really seen Chelsea form away this season. It's really not been great, and they've been off and on, but they are still better compared to the fraud team this season, that is Manchester United. Well, Chelsea will be playing against Nottingham Forest on Sunday. And we also know that Newcastle also want to play in the UEFA Champions League come next season. We've seen the way they've performed this season. They have been an incredible team. They actually took off the first ever title of Liverpool. That is the EFL, the Carabao Cup. That is what you might call it. But right now it is the EFL. They took that off Liverpool, and they actually secured themselves the first ever title since 70 years. We saw that happen. And also, we also saw Crystal Palace. They have been great, unpredictable teams this season that have been doing wonders. We saw Crystal Palace that has actually won their first silverware ever since the creation of the club. And also, they'll be playing in the European tournament. They took that off Manchester City. Manchester City would have been able to boast of a trophy this season, but unfortunately, Crystal Palace did them dirty. Now, Aston Villa, we saw the way they performed in the UEFA Champions League. They are going to be playing with the fraud team, and we know that Manchester United has really not been great in the EPL this season. They have just have a very good performance when it comes to the Europa League. And we saw the way Tottenham did them dirty in the finals. Unfortunately for them, they are not going to be playing in any European tournament come next season. Aston Villa wants to still play, and we saw the way they did in the UEFA Champions League. Kudos to them, kudos to Emery, and I want to see them play in the UEFA Champions League next season. And right now, those 2 teams I've mentioned, Newcastle and Aston Villa. Chelsea also, Maresca wants to play in the UEFA Champions League next season. And one bad thing about all this thing is 3 of them has the same points. 66 points. Only Nottingham Forest has 65. And that is why these teams must not slack in the final day of the EPL match, which is the 38th match that they are all going to be playing on Sunday. So it's really going to be a dicey one. Even right now, I can't really even predict to even say Chelsea, with their present form, will be able to beat Nottingham Forest, who are also hungry for the UEFA Champions League slot next season. Guys, please help me out with this prediction. Which are those teams you see that would play in the UEFA Champions League next season? Do you see Chelsea qualifying to the UEFA Champions League next season? I want to hear that in the comment section. Do well. If you're a Chelsea fan, critically type in the comments and say Blues to the UEFA Champions League next season. Then I'm going to be sure that yes, you guys are really ready to knock out Nottingham Forest to secure yourself a slot in the UEFA Champions League next season. Guys, let me know your thoughts about this video, and I'll see you guys as usual in the next one.